Hey guys, happy Friday. We are back. Your girl is back. Welcome to the Vibes and Things Podcast. All right, but seriously, welcome to the Vibes and Things Podcast where my voice is your choice and the visual, it's giving nice and peaceful, plus me. Make sure you subscribe to keep the vibe going and make sure you watch the video all the way through the end because I do drop a little gem on that ass. Okay, and make sure you hit that like button before you go, please. It'll really help your girl out. This episode, we're on episode 3, so come chat with me. Yes, it's episode 3. Mind you, 3 is my favorite number. It is a good number. It is an important number. Look it up. It comes up everywhere, spiritually, in nature, in, dare I say, science. I don't know. 3 is just my favorite number. It's a good number. You can look up the reasons why 3 is significant, but it just feels right to me. So I know this is going to be a great episode. So remember in episode 2 last week, I did say we were going to incorporate poetry into the episodes because that is one of the many things that I love to do. It's vibes and things. Anything can bring a vibe. Poetry is definitely a vibe that I love. It definitely just touches the soul. It's a great way to express yourself, and it's something that I've always used to express my feelings. For some reason, I just like things to rhyme. But I ain't a rapper though. But I'm not a rapper. But nonetheless, poetry, rhyme schemes, it just comes kind of naturally the way I think in my head. And sometimes when I'm writing in my journal or I'm just writing my feelings, like I literally just start to rhyme. I don't know. It's the way my brain works, I guess. I think they call it left-brained, right? The creativity side. So I would love to tell you the poem. My dumbass has the poem on my phone, which is recording us right now. So how my setup works is my laptop is hooked up to my phone. I use my phone camera. I use this microphone. I got my light up there. And that's just the way it goes. Next time I will write the poem on the card so I could actually read you the whole poem. But we can still talk about it. So the poem that I wrote, and I was literally in my car, I had to use like the voice typing, like voice to text, I think it's called. I don't know. I've just started using that. I do not use my phone to its full capacity, but we trying. So basically the poem is called I Love My Exes. And I remember the beginning part. Something like, I love my exes. I don't remember it. It's a whole thing, but basically I love my exes, but I don't miss them. I love my exes. Um like there's nothing I want from you, and I love my exes, but I'll never want you back. That doesn't rhyme, but the poem rhymes. I'll have to give it to y'all later. But that's kind of what I want to talk about too, because I do love my exes, even though they did me wrong, except for one. This is what I want to get at today. Well, as our first topic. So, sometimes when it's even the exes that you don't like and did kind of have a bad relationship, I will say personally, I have one relationship that I was in that was not bad. Of course, he had his faults and so did I. I believe I could have been more patient with him. And, now he's married and child on the way. And I'm so proud of him and I'm so happy for him because he wasn't like a malicious person. He was not even close to an abusive person. He had things. I would say he wasn't very open-minded, and that led to a lot of other things that I had an issue with. That being said, yeah, he's happily married. They're having a child on the way. I don't know if the child is born yet, but maybe if not, whatever. So I'm 31 and I'm single, right? So you sometimes, as a person being in, like, you had a few relationships, you think back, like, okay, that ex is not doing good. Damn, but that ex is doing really good. Like, it makes you think, right? And you do this thing where you kind of compare. I'll tell you straight up right now, comparison is the damn devil. Never compare. I tell people that all the time. Never compare. I know we're on social media as well, and we all tell our stories and we all have different perspectives. But first of all, speaking of social media, they ain't showing you everything. You don't get to see everything. So never think someone has it better than you. And even if you think they have it better, you have control of your own life and you can make your own life better. And also look around you. Be grateful for what you have. And if you truly have nothing to be grateful for, first of all, be grateful for your life. Okay, you're alive. For example, as a single woman in my 30s, I am alive and well. I wake up every day. God wakes me up every day. And I'm so happy to be here and have a house and have family and have friends and have the opportunity to try again every single day to make my life what I want it to be. Ate that up. Period. So I will say, and I know you guys go through this, ladies and gentlemen, if you are single, right, and your ex moves on, because he did move on quickly, but he's happy, so I'm not mad. No shade. Your ex moves on fast, right? And you're thinking, oh, he's just moving on fast, like, they just a hoe, like, whatever. But at the end of the day, you feel something. You feel something. Because you're the one who got away if you think they're having a better relationship. But then again, remember, you dated that person. So you know what that other person, who's now their partner, is going through. Unless, and this is the actual major topic today that I want to talk about, which is the fact that even if you believe or think or have any inclination that your ex is doing better than you, guess what? You're a part of their story and you're a part of their journey. Let me cook. Listen closely. And this goes for anybody, right? The people that you have had in your life shapes you to who you are. That means if someone is in a better situation after you, and mainly like intimate partners I'm talking about, that's the closest you're going to get to somebody. That's where you really learn about yourself. Because they also say like your partner is kind of like your mirror. So you're going to learn things about yourself. You're going to show them who they are in ways that's hard to explain. But for somehow, we end up we end up kind of showing the other person who they are in a way. I'm not going to get too deep into that aspect because it's hard to explain and I'm no therapist. But that is what they say. They bring something out of you. And everybody, actually, I've noticed people that I've been with, or just people in my life, down to different family members or different friends or different partners, everyone kind of brings something or is capable of bringing something different out of you. That's why sometimes in some people's story, you're a hero. Sometimes in people's story, you're the villain. Or sometimes you're the sweetest thing. Or you can be like, wow, she was really a bitch. I know who I am. I can definitely be all those things. And I know who I am or what I am to who. Trust me, I know. Because after the fact, I realize what they brought out of me when I reflect. I reflect on everything and every situation that I've been through. Hindsight is 20/20, honey. I wear my glasses, but hindsight is 20/20. Okay? So, back to the point I was trying to make. I'll be rambling, you already know. I think I am proud of, and I have a few exes, but there's only one that made it out, that made it to the other side, that made it to a happy, successful relationship and life with his new partner. And I'm so proud of him because I truly believe what me and him went through before that taught him things that helped him in his new relationship. It's just a growing process. Even if, I mean, I know he did because he told me in the relationship that, he learned some things, and I know because the things that we went through, and I learned some things too. Again, I learned, I mean, I was pretty patient, but again, I could have been more patient with him because of the love that we had, and I should have, because he was also being super patient with me. And but at the end of the day, like, you never should regret anything. Life happens, things happen, and God has a plan for you, and nothing is missed. Nothing is ever missed. You can sometimes miss something in your heart, but it's not even that deep. At least for me, it's not that deep. I don't have any regrets. I am continuing on the way I know I should continue on. And I'm also not the type to go back to exes. I mean, meaning like in a real sense. Like if you break up for a day, that's not real, right? You guys clearly didn't want to break up in the first place if you just lasted one day or 1 week. I'm talking like months or years later. I'm not going back to an ex. What are we doing? For what? Oh, because we changed and we've grown? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we were supposed to move on. So let's move on. That being said, on your end, to never have regrets. So one side is be happy for your exes because you did love them, and if they moved on before you, or they get to that happy ending, meaning marriage and children, if that's the dream that you want, if that's the life you feel like you wanted for yourself, if they get to that first, and remember, of course, that's a person that you wanted it with, right? So that's why you get that little singe on the heart there when you have to see them do it, and you haven't been there yet. You feel it just a little bit. I never thought I would feel it in my life, but I'm 31 years old. Yeah, other people are going to get married. Like, it's time, right? But that being said, on the other side is you not having regrets either. Meaning those really bad relationships that you had that you think changed you for the worst. Well, first of all, don't let it. That's you allowing that to be your story and continuing to be a victim. It's going to take some grief. It's going to take some time. After a breakup, it's literally a grieving process. I just got out of one. So I know. Trust me, I know. If you're going through that, I pray for you. I'm sorry that you're going through that. But there's always an end. Okay? You're always going to have memories with someone. You're always going to have, dare I say, trauma from some of these things. I hope no one out there is going through that bad of a relationship, or that has that bad of memories and trauma from a relationship. But let's be real, it's more common than not. I'll keep it simple and say there's a lot of narcissists out there. It's like a fucking epidemic. I don't know what's going on. A lot of narcissistic people. Not saying they have narcissistic personality disorder. I've mentioned that in the last episode too. I can't diagnose people because I'm not a therapist or a psychologist. But according to my research, if it quacks like a duck, it's a damn duck, because ain't nothing else quacking around here. Ain't nothing else quacking around here. So, like I was saying, never have regrets, because at the end of the day, you learn from it too. Because guess what you're not going to do? Guess what you're not going to put up with? Guess what you're not going to tolerate? Get back to yourself, and if you're the one who has to go to therapy because now you have things to work through, just do it. Just do it. And I truly believe that forgiveness is very important because it's always for you. Always go back to self. What's good for you? Hate in your heart is not good for you because it's going to hurt you because you're going to make wrong decisions that affects your happiness. You're not going to look for the happiness anymore. You're looking for the hate because you're just holding on to things. Why? Right? Memories never go away. That's why they say you could forgive but you never forget. But don't keep that victim mentality because it will ruin you. It doesn't. You can change your own story. You can narrate your own story to fit it how you want to feel about yourself. I hope that makes sense. It's like I really had to come back. Okay, so let's put it this way. In my last relationship, there came to a point, and I apologize to God for this because I wasn't praying, and I didn't pray for a long time. And then the day I started praying again was asking for help, asking for guidance, ask him, show me a sign. He's probably like, bitch, I'm showing you and you're literally not listening. I get it. My bad. My bad, God. My bad. But I'm always asking God for something. I'm always asking. What am I giving? I had to ask myself that. What am I giving? Am I even being grateful for what I do have? I couldn't even appreciate what I had because of my brain was so filled with all the toxicity. I was being poisoned with negativity, with this toxic man in my life that I couldn't even see straight. It's foggy. And I'm I'm just smoking. I was smoking and drinking to cover it up. And I'm ignoring myself. I'm telling God I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I wasn't doing it because I'm too empathetic and I feel bad for him and he needs me and he loves me and I love him and blah, 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 blah. I was over it. So I started telling God all the things that I'm grateful for. I started telling God, okay, I'm going to listen. I see the damn sign, man. I don't need any more signs. It's overwhelming me now. I get it. My bad. Be careful what you ask for, I guess. And then, okay, let's skip to, after the breakup. And now I'm here and I started telling God when I'm praying. Now I pray every day, multiple times. Now, and this is the part where I switched my narrative, I said, thank you. Oh, not me, my lip touching the mic. I said, thank you for everything you put me through. Thank you for allowing me to learn from the lessons. Thank you for showing me the bad so I can appreciate the good and strive for the good and want the better. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here and experience everything that I have been able to experience to make me a better person. Am I a little fucked up? Sure. But I'll get over it in time. I really believe time heals. For real. Just like your regular old scar, how does it heal? It's just time. A little bit of ointment. But guess what you can't do? Keep reopening that scar. So whatever you have to leave in the past, you got to leave in the past. But put that ointment on. keep it pushing. Every day it's gonna get a new layer of skin, new layer of scab till it's gone. And depending if you got sensitive skin or not, I do. I have sensitive skin. It's gonna scar. So if I said scar before, I meant to say cut. But it's a scar can last the rest of your life, potentially. Depending on how deep it was, depending how deep that cut was, that scar might be on your skin for the rest of your life, and you have to look at it, and it's going to remind you of something. But it's healed. It is healed. It is not bleeding anymore. It is not an open wound. It is not affecting your life any longer. But it is something you can look down and be like, yeah, that happened. And you keep it pushing. That's it. That happened. Keep it pushing. That happened. Move on. Of course, after you grieve. Okay, you guys, because I know. Trust me, I know. I told you from the beginning, I will never tell you something or steer you in a way that I haven't been through myself. Telling you, speaking from experience. So, all that being said, I truly believe, like, of course in life, okay, regret is a regret. I could regret the lunch I ate because it gave me a tummy ache and now I'm on the toilet for 30 minutes. You know? That can be a regret too, but I mean, like, big life regrets. I feel like everything is a lesson, truly. I feel like you should never regret anything. You know, there's a big decision that I made, you know. I will say I am pro-choice, and you know, your girl had to have an abortion when I was 19, and it's not something I'm happy about, but it's not something I'm fully sad about anymore, even though I think about it nearly every day. But if it felt right, I would have let life flourish inside of me. But at the time, I literally got out of a relationship that I did not want to be in. So now I'm supposed to have a child with someone that I was trying to escape, like, literally. You know what I mean? And then to put a child in that situation, and I'm 19 and I don't know where I'm even going now. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. That's probably, if I had to say the word regret, that can be the only situation that I can think of to use that word for real, like, and really mean it. But even still, where would my life be? Yo, I'm telling you, like, everything is such a choice, but everything is such, like, ooh, good movie, The Butterfly Effect. What? Any little thing, any little different choice you make can change your whole freaking life. Literally. I probably wouldn't be in this chair doing this at all. But I don't know that. But I can't go back in the past anyway to change it to see what it could have become. It doesn't matter. Even that choice right there gave me a second choice at life. I wouldn't have been through any of the other things that I've been through to get to this point. Good and bad. And it was a lot of bad, let me tell you. But it was a lot of good. There was a lot of learning. Anyway. That was my little first topic. You know, we do get a little deep here sometimes, but it's still a vibe. So I want to switch gears a little bit. And I want to talk about, so now, right, we're 31 and single. Where are my 30s? Where are my single ladies in their 30s? Whoop, whoop for us. Because I couldn't be happier, to be honest. Okay, when I was younger, like when I was in high school, I thought I would have been like 20 by 25, married, children, American dream, right? House, dog, picket fence, the whole nine. I'm 31 and single, and I started a podcast, and I got money's in the bank, saved up, like chilling. Like I could splurge, but I choose not to. But I do on some days because I can, and I buy what I want and I do what I want. I have a job that I get to chill at. Basically, I'm a brand ambassador. If you know anything about that, it's a chill ass job. I talk to people all day. I drive to destinations. I meet different people, and I hand out free stuff. And I talk about a product, and the product that I talk about is cannabis. How could life get any better? And I get paid to do that. I get to do that. Right? What else? I have a family that loves me, and we've come a long way, and we've gone through our traumas, but we're here happy together. My best friends, I get to watch them flourish and graduate, get master's degrees. Like, what? I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. Okay? I get to look like this. This is what 31 looks like, by the way, guys. Come on now. How could I be mad? I cannot. So that being said, we're single in our 30s. Men too. This we're not just talking to women out there. You know, I gotta talk to my girls, but men, if you're watching, this is a prime time, I feel like. Excuse me. Because if we think about all those exes and all the things that we've been through, now we get to date in our 30s knowing exactly what we want, knowing exactly what we don't want. Talk about that. And isn't it better being 30 with your shit together, mostly, at least mentally? I feel like we're together. Most of us. Let me not speak for everybody. But at this point in life, if you meant to do it, you are way better off right now. If you're trying to be a better person, you are, because you went through all your 20s learning and experiencing, and now you're at this point and you get to date people knowing what you want, and hopefully date people that also know what they want. And we're not in our 20s anymore just guessing and hoping and doing trial, moving in with each other, not knowing what's next, or one person is pressuring the other one to get married, or pressuring for kids, and one's not ready, and one's always outside, and one's not working hard enough, and one can't seem to save money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, we should have it figured out. And if you don't, get it together. No, seriously. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Please. For your own good. And I'm at a point where, again, happy to be single, because I don't need a man. I will at a time where it makes sense to need the man that I already have. Let me say that again for you. Because I don't need a man. I want a man. And I want the right man who's going to align with me. You feel me? So let me say that other part again. I don't need a man until I need the man that I already have. Now let me explain that to you. There will be times in your relationship where you need your man. Be real with yourself, and that's okay to admit, because trust me, I'm one to say, no, I don't need help. I'm very independent. Don't need anybody. And I truly mean those words, sincerely. I don't ask anybody for a damn thing. Ever. Why? It is a defense mechanism, because I've been disappointed a lot. And I don't like to have people tell me yes, and then they feel like they're in a compromised position, or they say yes and then they never do it, or stupid stuff like that. I'm just hyper independent. There is a whole reason behind that, as you know. Again, I'm not a therapist, but I go to therapy, and that's what they tell me. But as a woman, when you need that man, when you in that delivery room, or when you have the kids, or when, yeah, a lot of it I think is with kids. You need your man. Shout out to the single mothers out there though, but children need their fathers at the end of the day. Period. If it can't be done, it can't be done. You gotta work with what you got. You gotta work with what you got. But if you have the means, you need that man. Don't ever think you don't. Once you got that man, you need that man. Once you're married, children, one or the other, or you got both in the correct order, or whatever the case is, you gonna need that man. But for now, I'm glad I'm not in that position. And be happy too that you went through your 20s and now you're in your 30s. If you are, also to the younger people out there, if you're in your 20s, don't ever feel like you have to be stuck. Because now that I'm here, because in that toxic relationship, I didn't want to let it go. I did think about me being in my 30s and being single and thinking I'm going to be alone forever, And that's just not true. I attract niggas every day. Again, this is what 30 looks like. 31. Okay? So I'm telling you, if you're in your 20s or even younger, just a young woman or man, don't ever think this is it. Like, if you gotta leave that relationship, leave that relationship. Don't ever feel like you're stuck. Don't ever settle. Don't ever settle. But if it's real love, it's real love. Make that pros and cons list. I be telling y'all, make that pros and cons list, honey. But if something's telling you this ain't it, you gotta listen to that feeling. You have to. Don't ever think you can't get back up on your feet. Even if you're the one to cut it off, you will have a grieving process. You're grieving a whole relationship. It is a loss. You did lose somebody, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And you know what? After that grieving, there is that little slight, super single feeling where, man, you just feel on top of the world. You dress up, you get yourself together, you go to the bar with your friends, whether they're single or not, but you out with the girls, you out with the guys, and you look good. And somebody give you that look, and you could do something about it, and you feeling confident, you got your little groove back. Ooh, there's something about that feeling. Yeah, I did miss that feeling. I did, because sometimes, and this is how you know you're in the wrong relationship, where you're out and out by yourself, right? Again, out with the girls or with the guys, but you're in a relationship, so your person's home, or maybe they're out with their people, and you're in the bar, and if you feel like you can't get nobody else, not saying you will, you're in a relationship. The point is, if you're not attracting somebody, or you feel like not good about yourself, and you're out, and you don't feel like, oh man, I had to deny so many numbers tonight. Like, babe, they were all over me. Like, I had to tell them I'm taken. That means your confidence is low. That means your self-esteem is low, because you weren't being attractive. Does that make sense? Like, you wasn't feeling good when you was out away from your partner. You should, I feel like. You should. You could miss them. You could even text them while you at the bar with your friends or at the restaurant. You don't even have to be like a bar or club. You at the restaurant with your girls or with your guys, just hanging out. But if you don't feel good about yourself being out, that's not good. But then when you get single again and you feel good that's a good sign, I'm telling you. 'Cause your vibe is seeping out of you. That good energy is coming out. They could feel it. People around you could feel it. And that's one thing I'm going to get to in these cards right now is attracting what you want. So, what else do I have on here? Okay, so I saw a TikTok the other day of a guy saying, He was saying, make sure you got your shit together before you pursue a woman. And I say it goes hand in hand with pursuing a man as well. Because I feel like as a woman, we ask so much of a man, and I know it's so much pressure because they have to be the provider. They have to make sure they take care of you. They have to be the one to propose too. Like, they have to, it's just a lot. And I feel like as a woman, we need to try to match that. So I did put a list together. Basically, it's like a wish list. So this is just like typically, and even what I look for, this is like typically what we look for in a man. And I want you, the women watching or listening, I want you to turn it on yourself. And everything you ask for from a man, is that something you can provide? Because I feel like it should go that way. And then I feel like that's what this guy was saying. Like, make sure you have your stuff together. Like, don't want a good woman. Want a good woman because you're a good man, of course. But there's just more than that. Like, you could feel the feeling of love, but that's not gonna pay the bills. That's not gonna always communicate properly. That's not gonna always clean up after yourself. Like, you gotta look for those little other things too. So this is like a little wish list, right? So I said money, but really meaning provide. So for what that means for me is, can I one day be a stay-at-home mom? That doesn't mean forever. And that doesn't mean I'm never going to work again or get some type of income. It just means, can you provide for a family? When we have kids, can I stay home with my child ages 0 to 3? Because that's the tip. That is the crucial years the child needs the mother. Pretty much after, of course, during the time the father's there, of course. But after that is really when the father comes in and really starts teaching the child things fundamentally and emotionally. Just that other masculine energy that they need around. But those first 3 years, attached to the hip of the mother. You're breastfeeding, you're nurturing, you're soothing, you're making that child feel secure. And 0 to 3, crucial, I'm telling you. And that's a fact. The next thing, okay, so with the money thing, of course, usually the man is always going to make more money. But as a woman, don't bring nothing to the table. You cannot have nothing in your, okay. It's like this. Don't ask for a 6-figure man and you don't even have a savings account. Okay? Now, if a man is willing to provide, because at that point, a 6-figure man, he don't need nothing. He don't need you to have money, if we're being real. A man like that don't need your money, don't need you to have money. But I say that is important as a woman because those type of men is usually going to want to have a lot of control. Just naturally, it will come. I promise you. And you just want to, also, don't you want to bring something to the table? Like, say, babe, I got that. I don't care if it's a 6-figure man. We at the bar, that's my baby. I might pull up and buy you a drink. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Cause I don't want you to think it's always on you. I want to buy you gifts. I want to surprise you. I want to cater to you sometimes without having to ask you for money, cause that's crazy. What are you talking about? Next one. Good looking. No, I'm not asking for a supermodel. I'm not even asking you to be stereotypically or aesthetically like you gotta look a certain way, meaning attractive in the face. No, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and we talked about that the last episode too. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna find you attractive if I find you attractive. Period. But I want to get a little deeper side into that. is, do you exercise? Not even go to the gym. I'm not even going to say gym, because you could be in a healthy way. I mean, like, do you exercise? Do you take care of yourself? Do you want to be healthy? Because I want to be with someone that wants to live for a long time side by side with me. I'm exercising. I'm doing something. At least you're taking that walk. Do them steps. You know? Take care of your body. Don't be out here just sloppy Joe, like not caring at all how you look, even how you feel on the inside, outside, you know? Show me something, you know? Besides in the face attractiveness, show me attractive with your body. Can you pick me up? Like, that's hot. Pick me up. You know, even getting a little freaky. Do something. I need you to have stamina. It all goes hand in hand. All of it's intertwined. Okay. Some women, and I've been like this before, they say they don't want their man to smoke. Like, I don't like when a man smokes cigarettes specifically. They stink. I don't want to taste it on your mouth. Yeah. And of course, that leads to a lot of lung issues, right? Again, I want you to live a long time with me side by side. I'm trying to rock in those chairs on the damn porch with my iced tea, with my feet up. And some women or men don't like, and that's a man thing too with the smoking. Some people also don't like their partner to drink a lot. I think one being, again, I think that goes back to health. Once again, a lot of this goes back, a lot of those things go back to health too. But I say also, like, I don't want you sloppy drunk all the time. You know, have your stuff together. We could drink together. We could have a couple drinks on occasion. We can drink together at the house, like have a vibe at the house, just us two. Like, that's a dope ass vibe. Like, when you could like drink with your partner and, you know, you guys have those deep talks and it gets a little, you know, a little nightcap. A little good ass night. That's a good night. A little bottle of wine at home, or make a couple cocktails at home. That's a good night. But that could also lead to like you outside a lot. You go into the club. Do you go to the club a lot with your friends? Like, why am I not there? Why are you at the club every weekend with your friends? So if you asking for a partner like that, and you're doing the same thing, I mean, if you're asking for a partner not to be like that, you're doing the same thing. That's unfair. I feel like that's very unfair. You can't be drinking a lot and you telling your partner you drink too much, or you smoke cigarette, or you smoke whatever, and you telling your partner, like, I don't want you to smoke. Like, I'm just saying, like, when you look for a partner, look within first. A couple other things is good communicator. Are you a good communicator, but you're telling them to be a good communicator, but you're a shitty one? You know, emotionally intelligent and stable. Are you? Get that therapist if you're not. I'm telling you. Like, before you go look at for someone else for these things, look in the mirror and talk to yourself and be like, can I do that? Can I provide that for my partner? Because that's what I want my partner to provide for me. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's old school saying. I hope people still remember that one. Treat people how you want to be treated. Oh, this is a good one. Of course, a woman, we like to be passenger princess, right? We want to say he has to have a car. Do you have a car? Or you just want to be driven around all the time? And then this comes to a point where, again, that's like a simple thing, and I don't think guys would care if you don't have a car, because they will come pick you up. As a gentleman, they will come pick you up, open that door, do all that good stuff. But I think another point I want to make with all of these things is, if you don't have it, do not judge that man for not having it. That's not fair. So it's like, okay, you prefer a man with a car. Well, first, because you don't have one. Duh. How are y'all going to get around? You are using a lot of Ubers. That's a lot of money. Or public transportation. And if you bougie, you don't want it. But if you're not and you cool, then you cool. But if you're asking for this specifically and you don't have a car, don't judge him. You don't have a car. What's your reasoning? He probably got the same reason. He on his own. What he's supposed to do? Cars are expensive. Cars are a bitch. Let me tell you. Because I got a car. Sometimes I wish I didn't. But I need it. I live in the suburbs. I can't get around. There is no public transportation for me. And Uber will run my bank account low. Okay? Anywho. Another thing was like I said living place. Like living outside of his parents. I mean, in our 30s, I feel like a grown-ass man should definitely not be living with their parents. And I say that as a woman who still lives with her parents. I feel like that one is a little sexist because women are definitely not treated the same for living with their parents. And I'll be honest, yeah, I'm saying that as a woman. Like, I do feel like men need to be living on their own, like, past, like, I would say, I won't even say in the 20s. I would say by at least 30 for sure. I don't know, maybe the cutoff is like 28, but like 30 for sure. And I live with my parents, but I could move out if I want to. It's a good situation for me. I am trying to save money, and I do plan on moving out soon, and that's just on my own accord because I want to, because like I said earlier, I love being independent. Oh, and I've moved out plenty of times. I had to come back home because I had to move out of my, I was living with my partner, and, you know, that's the whole situation. But as a grown-ass woman who wants to date men, it would be great for them to have their place because I ain't bringing no man here. And I ain't going to your mama's house either to hang out. Maybe after we one big happy family, but no, not to date, you know? So you got to have your own place for that one. And also that's why I do want my own place, because as a grown-ass woman, I want to do stuff at my house with you. I want you to come over. I want you to pick me up and no one's asking me where I'm going. You know, it's that type of thing. So would I judge a man right now? A little. I'm sorry, guys. I'm honest. Would I judge? A little bit. If you live with your parents right now past 30, yeah, I'm judging a little bit. But if you have a really good backstory, I'm very understanding. So if you're like me, like you just got out of a situation and had to move back home, or, you know, just something, you know, a crazy financial situation, or, you know, it's a bump in the road at the end of the day. But if you've always been in mama's house, oh, my leg hurts. If you've always been in mom's house and that's just, yeah, you've been there all the time and you never moved out one time and you ain't even got a story, like, I'm gonna have to think about that. Yeah, I got the rolls out. I never cared. It's okay. I actually haven't been to the gym in a couple weeks. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna work on it. Oh, the last thing I wrote down is work-life balance. So, of course, as a you would want your partner to have time for you, but also they, of course, focusing on their job or any other hobbies that they have. You want them to have their own life, right? But, you want them to have a nice balance between the two so that they have time for you as well. But you gotta compromise one, and two, you have to be willing to do the same things. So that was pretty much my wish list that I had, guys, for like what I think we want in partners, especially as women, but I think it goes hand in hand. And again, as a woman, I don't think you should be asking men for so much if you can't look in the mirror and say, I have those things too, or I'm able to provide those things as well, or, you know, I don't know. That's just my perspective. Hopefully that makes sense. I just think that you should work for the life you want to live. Not only that, attract it. So be it and attract it. And I feel like that's how you can manifest it. Because if you be the things, you can attract the things. So like, and then like, as simple as this, if you want an athletic man, You need to be athletic. Because first of all, that's going to attract him to you. Duh. You're athletic. He's athletic. Boom. Easy convo. Or you literally meet him at the gym. Where else are you going to meet an athletic man that quick? At the gym. Go to the gym. You know what I mean? You want an artsy guy, or you want go to museums. They'll be there. I don't know. I feel like sometimes we look for the right people in the wrong places. And I feel like we ask for the wrong things. We ask for the right things the wrong way. Like, you at home writing in your little journal what you want. I wrote this upside down. What you want in a man, but what are you providing? And then there's always, you can kind of match with somebody, so it's you have this, and this, and that's what they want, and they have this, and this, and that's what you want, and they could just make a match like that. You don't have to have all the things. Nobody's perfect. Don't get it twisted. Nobody is perfect in this life. You will find the right one regardless. But the least you can do, if you are completely single, the least you could do is do the things that you're looking for. If that makes sense. And it could even be not specifically, right? So it could be like this. For example, me. Oh, this is a long episode. 55? Wow, usually I'm 30 minutes. I've been rambling, huh? Damn. Chatty Cathy today. Which is great because I actually was not feeling great this morning. It took me all day to work up to film this episode. It's that time of the week, ladies. You feel me? But like I was saying, it could also be in a vague way. For example, me, right? I want someone who is goal driven, disciplined, in their own rights, to they do what they say they're gonna do type of discipline. Also, timely, doesn't procrastinate all day, doesn't hold important things off, prioritizes actually important things, and is doing, literally acting in what he wants in his life. I'm doing that. And I used to be the procrastinator. I used to be the person always putting stuff off. Was I going through a lot at the time? Yes, and that was also my excuse. Now that I don't have that excuse, I am living the life I want to truly live. I'm doing the things that it takes to live the life that I want. I want to be successful. I want to be disciplined. I want to be creative and show what I have to offer the world. Why'd I do a podcast? Because I wanted to. Also, God had been telling me for a long time, and I wasn't, I was listening, and I would think about it every day. If you're thinking about something every single day, that is your sign to do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You move on. Or if it doesn't work, you try it a different way. Maybe the way you tried it wasn't correct, and now that you've already tried it, you know how to improve it. You know how to do it a different way, because you know it's not that way. I learn I learn something new every time I do an episode here. But I also have a whole plan, VibeznTingz. This is my brand. I do clothing from that. I do content from that. Now I have a podcast with that. I literally just paid to get my trademark. This is trademark, by the way. Can't steal it. Good luck. This right here, VibeznTingz, trademarked, bitches. Ha ha! Can't take it from me. It's mine. It's mine. I have my own brand. Simple as that. And it's only going to grow every single day. I'm going to get my own apartment. I'm moving in the right direction. I'm going to have the life that I want to have. I believe I'm also on the path of dare I say, being with the love of my life, which is scary as fuck. But I feel like I manifested it. I feel like I was in such a bad place and I turned it around, and sometimes people can help you turn that around, and I hope and pray that everyone has. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. I hope that you guys out there. Oh, give me a second. I'm a crybaby, but it's also it's that time of the week, like I said. So my period be making me cry for everything. I'm a crier anyway, but sheesh. I do hope you guys, all of you out there, has at least one person, if not surrounded by people that truly love you and are supportive and, can just hold you up when you're down. Oh, because I didn't realize, and it's sad because it's like I forgot, sometimes when you're in such a bad situation, you can't see anything that's good. But when it really matters, if you have those people that, lift you back up, it's huge. And I'm thankful every day for that as well. Oh boy. And I have you guys, my loves, that watch me every Friday, that watch me on Mukbang Mondays, and that follow me. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. And, we're going to do this together, and we're going to keep striving, and we're going to keep pushing through. We have every day to wake up and try again. We have every day to wake up, try something new, try something again. Just keep striving for what you want. Okay, today, you didn't get as much done as you should have, or you wasn't feeling it, or you were a little down. Get some rest. You probably needed it. Get up again tomorrow. Thank God that he woke you up. And you try again. And that's all you can do, guys. Oh, gosh. Episode 3. I told you it was going to be a good one. You got me crying already. Let's lighten up the mood before we go with the happiness chemicals. Once again, you guys know I like to do these every episode. Let's go through the chemicals real quick. There's 4 in here to lighten up our mood today. Again, not sponsored, just something that I like, that I bought, and that I like to do with you guys. So we've got serotonin, which is the mood stabilizer, oxytocin, which is the love hormone, dopamine, which is the reward chemical, and endorphins, which is the painkillers. I think the mood stabilizer would be nice, because I'm over here crying, but I'm in a good mood. It's been a good day, but I'm on my period, so I was all fucked up. What are we doing? Oh, serotonin. Give me some serotonin, please. Stabilize my goddamn mood, because I'm all over the place. Okay. We got some suns on there, and this one says smells good. Smells good. What we know. Essential oils derived from plants have been shown to have therapeutic properties. Studies have found that lemon and lavender oils can trigger a serotonin release in the brain. Oh, I didn't know that. I know, essential oils are dope, but I thought they were, for, healing, and I use them on my skin, and lavender puts you to sleep, I thought, but okay. So lavender and lemon oils can trigger serotonin release in the brain. What to do? Essential oils like these can easily be found at your local health food store. Add a few drops to an oil diffuser, your bath water, or dab them on your wrists. Zesty. Well, I don't have time for that right now, if we're being honest. Let's pick another card. I don't have time for that. I think it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm not going to the store, and I don't have a diffuser. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Turn it up. What we know. Studies have shown that listening to music... Oh, wait. Before I continue. If you do have a diffuser, do the things. I just don't have it, so I need another card. Okay. Studies have shown that listening to music releases serotonin into the brain, which can help us relax, stay focused, and lift our spirits. Big facts. We knew that one. What to do? A playlist with your favorite songs could turn you into a productivity powerhouse. Or, if you're working on a mentally draining task, why not try classical music or even opera? Bravo, it says. You know, I never tried classical music, if we're being honest, but I'm not opposed to it. I feel like I'm more of a jazz girly. But if it's telling me classical, there are some good ones. Ooh, if you guys know, and I only know this because of fucking Twilight. I love Twilight. I used to be obsessed. If you know, you know. Debussy, that song that Edward plays on the piano. Oh, but that song makes me emotional, so maybe not that type of classical music. Classical playlist with your favorite songs. Yeah, favorite songs. Okay. I actually haven't listened to music all day because normally I'm always in my car, so I listen to music in my car a lot. But I could put on some music before I go to bed. Actually, after this, when I hit that stop button in a couple of seconds, I will play some music while I'm editing this video. Episode 3 is a wrap. Thank you guys. Peace out. See you next week.